Trader Steve has made it so far that realistically we only have 3 major quests left on our route to the Questscape. But I left them for last for a reason. They are by far the most costly quests for me to unlock, but today we're going to figure out how we can finish these and ultimately finish the series. Why hello there, and welcome back to another episode of Trader Steve's journey across Gielinor to collect as many rare items as he can get his grubby little mitts on. Trader Steve is starting his journey in the Grand Exchange chunk, but for every new rare item he can add to his collection that's worth more than 1 mil, he can unlock a new adjacent chunk, with Trader Steve's ultimate goal, obtaining a Questscape. So we have 3 Grandmaster quests left. We have Dragon Slayer 2, Desert Treasure 2, and a Kingdom Divided. Now these all have benefits to finishing, and they're all going to require an immense amount of chunks to finish as well. Now let's start with Dragon Slayer 2. This actually has one of the only functional item unlocks from the quest, that being Ferocious Gloves. There's no way to equip them without it. That's actually just a nice upgrade. And we'll get Vorkath, an Assembler, but we did the Assembler skip on this account. We already have the Quiver. We have Desert Treasure 2, which offers probably the least actual account unlocks. Mainly, we're just unlocking the 4 Desert Treasure bosses, albeit they are very profitable bosses that would be good to do. And finally, we have a Kingdom Divided, which unlocks mostly Thralls, but we also get the Archaea Spellbook. Thralls would probably be the biggest upgrade from the quest itself, but will be incredibly expensive because we have to unlock pretty much all of Zaya. Now of all these options, I think Dragon Slayer 2 will be the easiest and most realistic to finish soon, so we're going to go for that first. Not to mention that we're going to actually have to unlock a bunch of chunks on Zaya anyway, because apparently you need Client of Kourend for this quest. I did not remember that, and Client of Kourend means we have to walk around pretty much all of Zaya to begin with, so we'll kind of get 2 things done at once. Okay, so before we start committing all of our chunks to finishing off these Grandmaster quests, there's one thing I want to finish first, and that is completing my block list. In the last episode, we unlocked Tormented Demons, which has been already an insanely profitable Slayer task, and I want to at least get Araxxor as well, but we do need to train Slayer more to unlock these bosses, and that's actually going to cause a couple problems. Oh my god, we finally did it. We finished the entire Greater Demon task at Tormented Demons. So good. And we got a whopping 200,000 experience from that task. Amazing. Look at our XP per hour as well, 60k per hour while making millions of GP. It's honestly just so good. At this point, we're just really trying to get Greater Demon tasks at all costs, so yeah, we need a good block slot for that. Well, there's 60 Chambers of Zarek done and a new PB as well. Where's my 3rd pair of Dragon Claws? Come on, it's been weeks. Okay, there we go. Another magic level coming in, 97. We are getting very close to 99, and that will actually be very nice because right now we don't have a way to switch to lunars in our house, and we won't be able to for a while, it appears, because for some reason you can't build 2 achievement galleries in your POH, so it's occult, altar, or bust at this point. But if we get 99 magic, we can get the perk from the mage cape, and we can swap a couple times a day, which would be pretty nice. Oh my god, we literally just hit 84 Slayer an hour ago, and we first task get Drakes. Okay, Drakes is why we need a good Slayer block slot. We can't do these right now. We have to go all the way to Mount Karum, and we're not even close. That's probably the furthest place away in the entire game right now. So we can't do these, which means we have to block these. Now that's fine because we have Fire Giants blocked for some reason. We'll just swap those out, that's fine. But once we get one more creature we have to block, like Cave Kraken, which is coming up pretty soon, we're gonna need 250 quest points for that. And that is gonna be a bit of an issue that we have to solve pretty quickly. Okay, well let's start off by cleaning up some quests that I think unlocked the capability of finishing in the last episode. By finishing Wild Gothic Sleeps, we unlocked this entire Castle Wars area, which means we can at least start Zogre Flesh Eaters and possibly finish it. I don't have memory of this quest, but we'll give it a try. No issues at all, there we go. Zogre Flesh Eater done, bringing us up to 238 quest points. Not too bad, only 12 more till we get that block slot, but every quest point now is getting harder and harder. So we're doing Rum Deal, and for some reason I thought Rum Deal brought you to an overworld location, but it's all in this kind of instant distillery area, which means I think this is just a freebie, which we will gladly take. There we go, rum deal done, bringing us up to 240 quest points. Also, a very nice unlock from this quest is the Holy Wrench, which on its own is somewhat useful, but more importantly, we can finally imbue our Ring of the Gods, doubling the prayer bonus and giving the passive perk of the Holy Wrench whenever we have it equipped. Okay, so we have the ring. Come over here, we have plenty of points luckily, and we're gonna imbue that for 650k. This will be very nice for when we finally do the Inferno, or just other kind of things I want lots of prayer for. Okay, so in the last episode, we got a Tormented Synapse drop, and we never unlocked a chunk with it, but this is the one we're gonna go for. Kind of random, but it's actually gonna potentially give us the most quest points per chunk right now. Unlocking the main Mos Le'Harmless area will allow us to finish Cabin Fever and future pirate storyline quests, so I think we're gonna go unlock this, mostly in the goal of trying to get 250 quest points. Mos Le'Harmless is kind of a content desert unless you want to do trouble brewing, and ironically the only chunk we actually need for a quest I think is this one. All the rest of them not required, so I guess we're done with the island. Yes, we are back in business. We got some more greater demons, 233 of them as well. That's another 230k Slayer experience. We just hit 99 attack. Alright, well, I guess just we're on to defense now. We have maxed out our accuracy in this game though. The only unfortunate part about Tormented Demons is you have to actually have your Arclight or Emberlight on stab, which means we can only get controlled experience, which is annoying for training the only skill we have left, which is defense. I don't know what happened to this clip, but we got a Burning Claw. The clip just evaporated into one of my thousands of folders, I guess, but the Burning Claw is on the list. We got it in under 500 kills as well. Have you ever just sat down and wondered what settled or swamp-lytics taste like? Well, that's kind of a weird question, but I'll answer it anyway. It's pineapple. And I can honestly say that Settled's Pineapple Punch is probably the best meal replacement I've ever had, and I'm really excited that Control is sponsoring today's video. One of my worst habits is getting loads of takeout food while I'm grinding in Runescape. Not only is that expensive, but most takeout food is also pretty unhealthy. We'll say goodbye to bland meal replacements as Control offers the best tasting alternative to snacking there is. Not only does Control taste amazing, but they also are packed with 23 grams of protein and only 1 gram of sugar. Control offers a huge selection of protein bars and cookies as well if you need an even quicker snack, and if you can't just decide on one thing, they've also added the ability to create your own bundles, which you can add anything to, and can get you up to a 20% discount off your order. So I would highly recommend trying out Control, as on top of bundling, they're also offering an additional 10% off to my channel viewers. All you have to do is go to drinkcontrol.com/flipping and use the code FLIPPING to get 10% off. If you don't want to wait for it to be shipped, you can also just go to your local GNC to pick some up today. And thank you so much to Control for sponsoring today's video. So, we're starting Cabin Fever, and I thought that would be it, but we have an issue. Look at this, this is absolutely atrocious. I have to unlock this chunk right here, this absolute void of ocean. There's no way around it. The boat is just slightly in the other chunk. It's these kind of things here that's going to be the death of this series, I think. Well, at least we got the Burning Claw, so we can unlock it right now. So there is Cabin Fever, and we've also unlocked Mos Le'Harmless, the city. I just don't think there's anything of note here. There's a bank, there's a teleport. Oh my god, wait. We just unlocked Cave Horrors. That's bad, actually. I can never do Cave Horrors. That's just another permanent block. I probably shouldn't have actually done this quest for a while. Well, there's no going back now, so we're just gonna have to work around it. There is another big level coming in, 85 Slayer, which is huge. That means we can now kill Abyssal Demons. Abyssal Demons are a very good bursting task, kind of similar to Dust Devils or Necreals, so just another way for me to train Slayer quicker. And with the new goading potion, I hope this is going to be easier than it was before. Okay, there we go, task complete. It took another like 5-6 hours, but that was another 209,000 Slayer experience, which we will happily take. And now we kind of just need to figure out how to get just a few more quest points. It's a beautiful day. Finally, we are getting spooned on a Slayer monster, or boss generally. That is our second jaw in just 2 Basilisk tasks. That's super lucky. 24 mil. These things still are going for a very nice price. Okay, so that brings us up to, let's have a look in our bank. Okay, 25 mil cash. And we need to figure out a way to get about 5 more quest points. Okay, so with this money, we're actually going to go ahead and buy a pretty new item, the chugging barrel. This is actually just going to be a really nice quality of life item to have. Previously known as the pre-pot device, which honestly, I think I like that name more. We can load this thing up with potions, drink them all at once before we do a raid, Slayer task, anything like that. It is 18 mil, but you know, 2 weeks ago it was 200 mil, so it's not the worst price ever. Okay, so we're not really looking for a particularly strategic unlock, but we are looking for one that gives at least 2 quest points. And a pretty good option here is just simply the Tower of Life. This is a 1 chunk quest, and it gives 2 quest points for it. This really isn't connected to any other quest line though, so it's pretty much just a direct exchange. There we go, Tower of Life complete, which gets us the new best in slot farming outfit, at least for fashion anyway. Okay, if you look in the corner here, you'll notice we actually have an Abyssal Demon task, which I'm really excited for. We're going to start off by buying the Teleport Anchoring Scroll. I do have one in the bank, but I don't want to delete it, so we're going to buy a second one. This essentially makes it so you can't get teleported around by Abyssal Demons as well as Chaos Druids, but we're not going there. And we're also going to buy some Goading Potions. This is a new potion. It's dropped fast though. It's only about 90k right now. And this will essentially make anything around you aggressive towards you for like 5 or 6 minutes. Okay, so the idea is we drink a Goading Potion, all the demons become aggressive to us, and then I guess we're going to try bursting in the middle. I'm not really sure what the best strategy is for this. There's definitely a little bit more going into it than Necreals, for example, but this should be a somewhat break-even burst task, you know, assuming we get Abyssal Whips. Okay, I'm going to be honest, I don't think I did a very good job of this. We didn't get any superiors, but we're only getting about 60k per hour, where I think we should be getting closer to 80k. I just don't really know how you're supposed to do this. Either way, not the worst task ever, although probably could be improved. Okay, so in preparation of hopefully getting an Emberlight pretty soon, I want to start gathering as many ancient shards as possible. And to do that, we're going to start by using up all our dark totems to kill Skatizo. You get guaranteed at least 1 ancient shard, although you can get more. And we're also going to try to do the combat achievements while we're doing it. Okay, we were just able to get them all done. 6 Skatizo kills. Unfortunately, nothing of note as far as drops, but we did get the ancient shards. That's mostly what we're here for. Okay, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you guys. I thought I did this quest already. A Forgettable Tale of a Drunken Dwarf, I guess, is just a forgettable quest, but there's 2 quest points for it, and I think we can just straight up do it. Oh, you bastard. Of all the items asked for Donkey Dung. And this is actually an annoying item. I don't know if I can get this yet. Okay, well, 2 or 3 places you can get this. One is in Polivanich, which we don't have unlocked yet. The other says you can talk to some of the camels with a camelet on. Al the camel is not giving me his shit, I guess. He does not look happy about this. Okay, what about just a regular camel? It's not working. So, yep, we are actually just hard locked out of that quest for now. I can't get the dung. There is a full another Greater Demon task done, getting us almost 250k Slayer experience. Yes, look at that. It's just so nice every time. These things are going up to almost 25 mil for that jaw. This is my favorite task now, apparently. It's relaxing, it's profitable, I'm spooned here, it has everything you could ever want. Okay, and there's another 24 mil going into the bank, and we're gonna buy ourselves the Huicoddle body to finish off the set. Okay, it doesn't look quite as dumb as the other pieces, but it's borderline. Sometimes I wonder if anybody in the history of this game has ever worn this exact combination of items. Hard to say. Okay, so Palavanich is a pretty useless chunk for me now. I was trying to think, is there anything useful here? Yes, blackjacking, but yep, we're 99 thieving, so probably won't be using that too much. The house portal teleport is somewhat useful. Mostly though, we need it for the Enthanki dung and the feud. There we go, so we got our first dung, we'll get a couple just in case. Who knows what other random quests we'll need it at this point. Not coming back here, not taking any chances. Oh no. Okay, well, there's the feud quest done, and I quickly was looking through the quest guide for Forgotten Dwarf, and apparently you can ask for another item after 15 minutes of waiting. It's fine, it's fine. We had to do this quest anyway, right? So we got the Rowdy Dwarf's dung. I have no idea what he's gonna do with that. Probably don't need to ask. Okay, there we go. Forgotten Tale done as well for another 2 quest points, bringing us up to 247. So we're so close where I can smell that 5th block slot. It smells like Cave Kraken. So I was looking through all the chunks I had available, trying to find a few quests that might have slipped under the radar. One is actually Devious Mines. This quest is such a nothing burger. I have no idea if it's connected to anything. For some reason, I always forget it exists. Totally fine. 1 quest point, some experience, bringing us up to 248. Just 2 to go. Well, look at that timing. There's another Slayer level coming in, 87, which is, of course, Cave Kraken. Now, Cave Kraken is an alright task, but I'm not going to be doing it, because as far as I'm aware, there's no quest that requires me to go there, so it's a dead chunk, and the task isn't that amazing anyway, so we're just going to be blocking that as soon as possible, and we're going to have to do it soon. That was really soon. 113 Cave Krakens, okay. Well, let's deal with this now. There's no point skipping it when we need to block it anyway. So what's another quest we can do for 2 quest points? Well, there's a couple. So we have 14 mil in our bank, that's just enough to buy 1 more item. We're gonna grab ourselves the Voidwaker Blade for 12 mil. The most volatile item in the economy sometimes, I have no idea why. This thing was 30 mil a month or 2 ago. It went down as low as like 8 mil. I have no idea what this thing's doing, but that will get us another chunk. So there's a few quests I was only 1 chunk away from finishing, but I think the one that's by far the best is completing a night at the theater. I've already done some Theater of Blood, so the quest will almost be auto-completed, but there is some preamble before. I actually tried to finish this quest, but there's one location I'm missing, and that's actually the Araxxor Den, which means we've also unlocked Araxxor and Araxxites, which are incredibly good. We're definitely going to kill them as soon as we get 92 Slayer. So it's actually a really big unlock as far as Slayer, and we need it for the quest. A very, very useful chunk. I've never done this quest before. I just realized that we're killing a Hespori in the Mauritania swamp. There we go, a night at the theater done, which is perfectly going to bring us to 250 quest points, which means we get our 5th block slot. Also some XP lamps we'll put into, I guess, magic, why not? 80k magic experience, that's pretty decent. Most importantly though, we can block these pesky Cave Krakens we just got, which means everything we have blocked except for spiritual creatures are necessary blocks. Well, okay, worms and drakes, we could theoretically do this eventually, but they're very far away. So I got my 2 purples in 20 kill count here, which is super lucky, I'm not going to deny that. We're now though up to 75 Chambers of Xerix. I've been plugging away at them, mostly in duos, occasionally in larger teams, but that's 75 done. At this point, kind of back on rate. We've probably should have seen 2 purples and 75 kill count more or less. Unfortunately, no splits really either. I think we've got a deck split or something, but kill count is going up, speeds are going down. Okay, finally, there we go. We got some greater demons. This task is not as common as I hoped, but the tasks do take a long time to do, so it's not terrible not getting them back to back or anything. 219 more tormented demons. So there's this thing called replay buffer that I don't turn on for some reason. I don't know what I'm doing. We went through the entire task though, and we've actually got a tormented synapse in our last dozen kills. 51 mil for another synapse. That brings us up to 2 synapses, 1 claw. Just super hype. That's a lot of money, but one thing that we're probably going to have to upgrade is our Arclight to Emberlight. We just do not get enough ancient shards to upkeep it, so we need to actually upgrade that to Emberlight pretty quickly. So I'm not actually going to sell this one. This is just going to stay in my bank for the purpose of getting Emberlight. Now, though the Colosseum is on paper our best money-making method, it's not actually, because I die probably every other time still, which means that's 50% less profit, even less because I lose money for dying. So I think theoretically I can make 10 mil an hour with the Colosseum, but if I make one mistake, my GP per hour is cut in half. Where tormented demons, I can get like 7 mil per hour very consistently. So this is my best moneymaker, which means it's worth investing in the best gear. The only thing I'm really missing is Emberlight. And that is another tormented demon task done with. I love this monster so much, I can't praise it enough. So the way the Arclight works is I'm not 100% sure. With the addition of tormented demons, you can now upgrade it to the Emberlight, and to do that, you don't just need a synapse, you also need to have a fully charged or fully infused Arclight. So if you never used an Arclight before and have no ancient shards, you can't upgrade it right away. You need to use your Arclight for the equivalent of 30 ancient shards worth of use, or have that many charges on Arclight. I'm not entirely sure how it works. Currently we are 76% of the way infused, so we're 3/4 of the way there. So I think we just need a few more ancient shards. Boom, another Slayer level coming in. 88 Slayer, the levels are picking up. Each level, not this one, most of them unlock something good now going forward. Probably the next thing we're excited for is Cerberus at 91, and then Araxxor at 92, which is going to be huge. Okay, there's kind of a side tangent here, but I realized I should have Echo Boots at this point. They're just straight up better than Guardian Boots, and they're better than Devout Boots pretty much. And Echo Crystals aren't that expensive. We already have Guardian Boots, so we'll just upgrade them. And pretty solid upgrade. All we have to do is toggle off the effect, and we can just keep these as just a superior boot option. They look stupid though. There's the split. It's not the best one, but hey, it's an arcane. At least we saw something. Oh my god, another purple. That's a bit better. It's still not the best split, but we'll take it. That is 4.3 mil, not the worst. Happy birthday. I mean, happy maxing. I've been trying to figure this out for a couple of days, so I thought you had to use all the charges on Emberlight, fully infuse it, to attach the synapse to it, but it turns out I just need a combination of both. I don't understand. Luckily, we have 3 more ancient shards that should do it. We need to do this in Anvil as well. Oh my god, it's done. There we go. We have Emberlight, which is the best demon slaying melee weapon in the game. Now we have the 2 synapse weapons for 2 weapon swaps, which means we should be able to absolutely eviscerate these tormented demons now. Our best moneymaker is fully unlocked, and this will also help us power level to 99 Slayer, unlocking all the best moneymakers from the skill. So we've dotted all our I's, crossed all our T's, we're good to go. We're finally ready to start pushing into Zaya and making the final push to the end. Thanks for watching, guys, as always. Hope you enjoyed the episode. I'll see you in the next one.